What up, what up, what up? It's your girl Free coming at you guys with another exclusive vlog. I'm in the lovely city of Los Angeles, and I feel like it's deja vu because we got JoogSzn back on the vlog after about 100 years and some time. Nah, but real shit though, it's probably been like, what, 3.5 years?
Oh me, it's been
a minute since the first interview I did with you, since I met you. So introduce yourself and let everybody on the channel that doesn't know, which everybody does know, where you from, your whole 411. Let everybody know the deal with
JoogSzn, from Los Angeles, California, Lamert Park to be exact. Shout out dead homies.
All right. So, you were born and raised in Los Angeles?
Yeah.
What part? Because we know there's a lot of different subgroups of Los Angeles. So, tell us exactly what part is your residence.
Lamert Park, that's over there. Like, the Crenshaw district.
Okay.
So, I'm from over there.
Okay. All right. So,
Angeles Vista, over there. Like 4th Avenue King, where I really grew up at, though.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, as far as the childhood goes, we didn't get no background of your childhood, I think, on the last interview. So, I definitely want my supporters and everybody out there, if you haven't done an in-depth interview like that, to give us, like, the in-depths of Little Joog growing up out here in LA, because we know LA is very influential in your sound and what you do, the culture, the way you carry yourself. Me and you are personal friends, so I know that. And I just want to shed light on that part of your life, what we didn't get on the first interview. Because I honestly, I don't think I've done a before to now. And I wanted to do that with all of the people I interviewed years ago when I started the channel, but I haven't had the opportunity. So I think you might crack that off for us, so you can give us a background of what it was like for you growing up in LA and, everything that you went through to get you kind of where you are now.
Oh, okay. Like, growing up, I just feel like it was normal, regular childhood. But you know what? I'm not gonna say that. Because I had both parents in the house and all that. Like, I just hopped around school to school and type of shit like that. Like, I went to Windsor Hills. You feel me? So,
okay.
Overhill over there, Slauson Overhill. I just grew up just playing video games, riding bikes through the hood and all that. Like, me, my sister, cousins and shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Hanging out with the homies. And, I made a lot of friends, though, because I went to so many different schools, though.
Okay.
I went to like 10 different schools.
Okay.
So,
what was the reasoning for you going to so many different schools?
I don't know. I just was like, oh, we're going to a different school. Okay, bet.
Okay,
like,
so you guys weren't moving. You guys didn't have anything going on. It just was like mom's is like, I was like, you up, you going to the next.
I heard about this.
Were you getting in any issues or any trouble or anything to where you had to go to a different school?
Not really. I kept the fights to a minimum, and I wasn't really too mouthy or anything. I was really just like well, they call it gifted, but I was a gifted kid. I guess.
Right.
So school was boring to me because I was just like already knowing what was going on. So. Right.
It wasn't an interest for you.
Nah, I like basketball and video games, skateboarding and shit.
So, in the household, what was it like in the household? You said you grew up in a 2-parent household?
Yeah.
Mom and dad. Yeah. Who else was in the household as far as siblings go?
My sister.
Okay, so
I got 2 sisters, but I
you grew up with just one.
Yeah.
And that was the only person you grew up with in the household outside of your parents.
Yeah.
What was that like? Was there ever a time you could remember wanting for things that you weren't able to get, or What were you pretty more much on the more fortunate side? What was the childhood like
nah,
in the
I
household?
was hustling. Like I
And
figured
when
out
did
how
you
to get what I
start?
wanted.
When did you realize, okay, mom's got it, but may not give it to me, and she may not at a point have it sometimes. So I got to get it myself.
It
When
was
did you
like,
have that reality and start getting it for yourself?
I think it was one Christmas. Like I was like, I want everything, and then it was just like, yeah, that's when I figured out what the dollar meant, and I was like,
Right.
Okay. So from then, I was just like, okay, I'm finna. If they not finna get it, or I know they're not finna get it, so
Right.
I'm gonna go get it and figure it out.
So what age was that?
Shit, like I think I was probably in like it was between elementary and middle school. It was a long time ago, but I was just like that's because I remember like middle school was when I was figuring like what to do like to get money.
Right.
And
Middle
then,
school.
and then like freshman year of high school, I hit it hard. So I was just like, oh, I'm finna do this shit. Like,
So
I started selling ringtones. I started selling like mixed, like mixed CDs and shit.
Okay.
Like all type of shit. I was doing all type of shit.
so what age? What age was this?
I like either 8th grade or freshman year.
And who was
Something like
teaching you how to do these things to be able to sell mixed tones and different stuff like that? Like who was teaching you this type
that. I
of
was
stuff?
teaching myself.
Off of what, like YouTube? What?
Oh no, I was just like I think I was in different forums back then, like trying to figure it out. Yeah, I was in like forums on the internet.
Okay.
And then because YouTube wasn't really popping like that.
Okay.
So yeah, I was in forums and like I was doing my Googles and figured it out. I was like, because I went to I remember back then it was like phone shops. So you would go to the phone shop and you would get like, they'll load you up. So I like looked on their computer one time and I was like, oh, that's the program? Torrent, boom, LimeWire, hit it.
Right, and you were selling things.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so were there a high demand in like you said 8th grade? Like I'm trying to fathom this. Was there a high demand for ringtones in 8th grade?
Everybody was trying to get ringtones.
Everybody had a cell phone. Did you have a cell phone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you would say you were more on the fortunate side growing up, to a tad. Because I didn't get a cell phone until senior year.
I bought my own cell phone.
Richie Rich?
I bought my own cell phone.
Okay, so were your parents the type that if you worked for it and you got it on your own, you were able to get certain things that you wanted?
No, it was I went and sold some shit and now I got money. Let me go to the phone store.
But were they objective to giving you a phone at such a young age?
No. Actually, no. You know what? I got the free phone with they plan one in like 8th grade, and then I didn't like it because it didn't have Snake on it. And
what is Snake?
Snake, the Nokia phones. They have Snake on it.
Oh yes, that
I
little
had a
game.
Nokia back in the day, and then that was the free phone. And I was like, man, this shit weak. So then I started getting chirps and sidekicks and shit like that.
Okay. All right. So let's go back to where you grew up and how you grew up as far as like the city goes. Where exactly did you say it was you grew up in LA?
Crenshaw District.
Crenshaw District. Okay. What was it like over there? If you could describe the Crenshaw District to people that are watching this vlog that's never been to California, that's never been to LA, how would you describe the Crenshaw District and how would you describe it for a young JoogSzn growing up out there? What exactly was it like for you?
The Crenshaw District is like it's hood, but it's also like nice looking. So like people that live in like Philly, they'd be like they'll come to LA and be like, nah, y'all don't have no hoods. Y'all hoods look nice.
Right.
Like just because it don't look run down and gutted don't mean people don't get gutted. Like,
right.
For real. Like it's really like that, and it's like it's different pockets too, where it's like it be quiet on one street, next street is it's
it could be tripping.
So I grew up like kind of in the quiet like area,
Mm-hmm.
but I was around like a lot of Crips.
Okay, a
You
lot of
feel me?
Crips. So you were born and raised in LA.
Hmm.
Okay. How long did you live in the Crenshaw district before you moved outside of that?
Uh, After high school, I went to Atlanta.
Okay.
Like right after
With
high
the
school.
family?
No.
By yourself?
Hmm.
And then you came back. So you lived in the Crenshaw district all the way up until what age?
Uh, what was that? Oh, yeah, I was like 18,
Okay.
17, 18, 19,
We'll
something
get
like that.
we'll get a little bit more in depth on why you went to Atlanta and stuff a little bit later in the interview. But I want to first talk about a young Jug season. What was Jug as an adolescent in school, growing up in LA, growing up in the trials and tribulations of growing up in LA? What was a young Jug like? Were you getting into trouble? Were you in trouble in school? Did you finish school? Did you go to jail at any point? Let's talk about the adolescent version of Jug season.
Oh yeah, nah, I wasn't in jail at all.
Okay.
At like young, I wasn't going to jail.
Okay.
I was just getting money.
Okay.
Like I didn't have no interest. I still don't really have no interest in like tough guy shit or no
Trying to
type of
be
shit
like cool
that. I
guy.
don't give a fuck about none of that. It's about money.
Okay.
Been like that though. I know like I got homies from a lot of different places, so it's just
Okay.
like I seen that life. You feel me? And I didn't really see the value in getting into it. As far as me personally, but I seen like they do their thing, I do my thing.
Right.
Everybody got their thing, and my thing was getting money, talking to bitches, and
When did you hop out off the porch to start getting money? What age was that?
I was in high school.
High school.
Yeah, I was.
Can you tell us a little bit of the things that you were doing besides the ringtones and stuff? That's not anything incriminating.
Well, it don't matter. I was selling weed and shit like that. Like, you know.
I can't picture that considering the fact you don't smoke weed.
I was smoking weed back then.
Oh, okay. He was a bad Jug. What would you say it was like for you growing up as a non-affiliate in a Crip neighborhood, around Crips, around Bloods, around everybody? What was it like for you? Because you walked the non-affiliate life, correct?
Yeah.
What was it like for you walking that life as a young adult in LA?
It was kind of
and you being cool though with everybody.
Cool to me. Well, to me it's cool. Like I don't really like participating. I don't like participating in nobody like
beef,
politics and shit like that. It doesn't interest me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it was just like I would know people. You feel me? I see them around and type shit. I got people out of jams and shit like. Niggas that want to rob somebody, I'll be like, hey, that's my boy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's just like, chill out. You feel me?
Right.
I kind of like had that going, but I don't know. It was cool for me because I got pressed, a couple times, whatever. It happens. You in LA, like,
right?
That's just gonna happen, but. At the end of the day, like niggas start knowing, like, oh yeah, like that nigga, he cool,
right? So was it opposites that were pressing you, or it was people that you grew up around?
Nah, I got pressed in like down the street from my house type shit, but it's because like, niggas get put on or niggas be around, and I know like they big homies or something, and like,
right,
and it'd be like, bro, chill out, nigga, I'm not even on that. You know what I'm saying? It'd be shit like that, like, bro. Where y'all from? I don't want to hear all that.
If you could describe growing up in more urban, gang-related, gang political areas, how would you describe that to people that are not from certain areas like that in LA?
It's just like you just gotta be aware. Your situational awareness gotta be up, and I'll be noticing that people today, they don't got that.
Right.
And I be really looking at people like, you didn't see that person standing 2 feet away from you, bro. Like, I'm always head on swivel, you feel me?
Right.
Awareness up. It's a blower somewhere
right.
near. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's that. You feel me? So, you just gotta have your awareness up. And so, you know, if you're not aware and you know you're not aware, like, don't try to even get into it. Like, it's
Right.
too late.
Right.
Like, you gotta kind of have to be around, or, you know what I'm saying? You gotta kind of have to know what's going on and what to look for.
Right.
But other than that, like, don't try to start gangbanging late and doing all that bullshit.
Extra
like,
out shit.
Yeah.
So for you growing up as a young adult in the city you grew, the area you grew up in, what were some of the things you were experiencing seeing? And did any of the things that you were experiencing and seeing affect you? Because we know there's gang culture. What gangs are over there in that area?
40s, 60s, VNG's over there. I went to Crenshaw. So,
Okay.
BPS is
Crenshaw
right down the street.
High School?
Yeah.
How did you stir around it with everybody around you doing it? And I know you was outside. So how did you stir around not being a gang member?
Being a player. Like,
it was never nothing that you did. Did you have anybody ever trying to make you?
I almost was in some shit, but I'd seen how the shit was like structured, and I just wasn't fucking with it.
Okay. Did you say like that area is dangerous?
Hell yeah. I mean, there's always pockets of danger. You know what I'm saying, around LA. You just gotta know what area you going, what intersection you finna get gas at, and you know, you gotta be, the situational awareness gotta be up.
Right.
That's it.
Okay. What were some of the things you were going through? What were some of the things you were doing before you got introduced to music? And when did you initially get introduced to music?
I was always into music. I was playing piano when I was little. So it was like between piano and basketball. Piano, basketball, I was into that. I had to make a choice though, cause like at one point it was like piano was gonna take up too much time from playing basketball, so I stopped playing piano, started playing basketball more. I was probably like around middle school. Like middle school, and then I just kind of kept playing basketball until I got injured.
Mm-hmm.
Stopped playing like 10th grade, 11th grade, something like that. And then I was just like, all right, well, keep getting this money.
Okay. So you played basketball in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to college after? Did you graduate high school?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you go to college after?
Yep.
Okay. You didn't finish college?
Nope.
Okay. So before we get into the full music story of how you became JoogSzn, because we're going to definitely get into that. That is the like predominant life that you live these days, and the life you live for the past probably 10 years plus, whatever. But
something like that.
Before that, what happened as far as like the schooling and all that goes? You said you graduated high school, you went to college. What happened after that?
I went to Clark in Atlanta for 1 year, and I just figured it wasn't for me. I don't know, like I tried multiple times to like do college, you feel me? Because it was like, it was more so the pressure from my folks. So, you know, like my mom, she got her master's. My dad, he didn't go to college.
Okay.
So it was like more so the pressure from my mom's side of the family. Like my grandpa went to see me graduate and shit like that. And so, you know, I was just like, I'm gonna try it. I gave it the old college try, and then it wasn't doing it for me, because I wasn't I don't know, it wasn't for me.
College.
Yeah.
How long did you do?
I liked it, but I didn't like going to class.
Well, duh, nigga. Don't nobody like going to fuck the class. But I didn't either, but I graduated.
I didn't see the benefit at the end of the day, because then I thought about it. I had a really long, like, just sit with myself after my first year. And I was like, sitting with myself, like, okay, what I'm doing, what I'm going for. And then I'm like, because, a lot of people don't do this. Like, they don't really do the after research. Like, okay, well, I'm going for this. What does that look like down the line? You feel me? A lot of people are like, oh, this sounds good. I think I'm going to be a language master or something. Like, okay, what are you going to do with that?
Right.
So that's what I really just sat with after my first year. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to go back because I don't want to sit at a desk, like, writing on paper the whole day. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't seem, it doesn't sound like the life for me.
Mm-hmm.
Just locked in, just doing this the whole time. Like, nah, I'm cool. Or just doing a bunch of paperwork. Nah, I'm cool.
Right.
So that's what really stopped my my first major, which was accounting.
Right.
I was like, I'm good at numbers. You know what I'm saying? But do I want to do other people's numbers? Not really.
Right. So when did you get introduced to music as a kid? What was the first thing you remember listening to, and who were some of your musical inspirations growing up?
Musical inspirations would be like, I already knew I like rap, cause, that was a given. Like, rap was cool,
right?
And they used to say it was a fad, so it was gonna be here and be gone.
Wow, I never knew they said that.
Yeah, they used to say like it's not gonna last. And, we'll see. I always like rap, like the beats and shit like that. Like, Quincy Jones was one of my like early influences, cause like he put a tape together like how you put your tape together.
Okay. Oh, okay. So
like, but I mean, he's the producer though.
But did he make beats?
Yeah, well, how Quincy Jones did it.
Was he at a team?
Nah, he would hire session performers. So he would be like, "Oh, all right, I need somebody to do this this amount of bars of trumpet work." Like, he'll hire somebody to come in, play the instruments, and all right, that's it. Boom, and he'll orchestrate the shit. Though, he produced Michael Jackson shit.
Right.
So he did everything.
So he didn't actually make the beats like you do.
I think he did, but he obviously is not like us because they didn't have that technology like we do. But yeah, if he didn't like know how to play the instrument, he'll hire somebody. But him. I just thought that was genius, like how he could put that shit together, and
right.
That's kind of what made me want to look into being a producer more so than being an artist.
Okay.
I fuck with Michael Jackson, obviously. Quincy Jones, Michael Jackson. I had a lot of older type influences because of like what my mom listened to. She listened to like Earth, Wind, and Fire. And
right, my mom too. She loves some damn Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah, type shit like Rick James, Prince. You feel me? Like it would be shit like that. And then my dad was in the disco, so that
disco.
Yeah. So, and he not an LA nigga. He from Pennsylvania.
Okay, your mom's from LA?
Yeah. So it's a
LA
bit
baddie.
it's a little bit different.
Jig's mom's baddie too. She is. Shout out to mom. Make sure you show her that. I love you, girl.
But so like yeah, it's a bit different coming up with like,
Those,
my dad
yeah,
not being from LA. I'm the one like navigating these streets for real,
right.
because he ain't have no like insight for
To
me.
to really teach you, so you had to teach it to yourself. Did you have
Yeah.
any older inspirations or older figures, uncle figures, dad figures?
Yeah, my uncle, he had the same name as me, but that was my mom brother, but
Okay,
he got killed. Uh, he died like when I was kind of younger,
okay,
so I didn't get to like, you feel me, move and all that, move and shake with my uncle like that.
right,
But yeah, I had other unks like Sweets, but he came along like a little bit later.
right.
Uh, Other than that, my sister.
You and her grew up pretty close. Your sister.
Yeah, we close.
Who's older out
She
of the
is.
two? Okay. How
Yeah.
many years apart?
1.5.
Aw, I love you, his sister too, y'all. I love you, girl. Shout out to her. Shout out to Jazz.
Yeah.
She's dope. So, all right. So,
So I learned shit from her. You feel me? I really learned vicariously through other people, and I think that was one of my gifts and talents as a young, cause I didn't have to make a lot of mistakes.
right.
Cause I'm watching other
Me
people,
too.
and I'm like,
No, for real. That's exactly how I was. I'm
I
watching
don't want to
everything.
get into that. You feel me? I see how that goes. I don't
Right.
want to get into that. You feel me?
Right.
So yeah, that was cool. But yeah, back to musical influences. I think I was like most of them.
Okay. So, what and when made you want to get into producing? And when did you decide I'm gonna be a producer versus like being a rapper? Like when and how did you come about becoming a producer? Tell us a brief story of that, because I want to say we talked about that on the first interview.
Yeah.
But you can give us a brief story of how you started producing, what you've produced, what you have out to get you to where you are now. We'll talk about the new things that's happened with you since the last time we spoke.
So getting into it, I was already wanted to, because I was like, piano's boring. You feel me? It's so one sided. It's not. It doesn't. There's no feeling.
Right.
Where's the drums at? You feel me? It was just like, I'm just sitting here tickling ivories, and it's I'm not trying to. Like I said before, I'm able to see like far down the line. I'm not finna be doing piano recitals as an adult.
Right. So you know how to really play the piano good.
Yeah. I play by ear, actually. I never read music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Drumline.
Basically. So it was just like that. Like, first of all,
fight. You've been playing with me the whole night.
yeah, like, first of all, I was not reading music, so I'm not gonna sit there and be like, somebody put some sheet music in front of me and be like, play this. No.
Right.
Absolutely not. And then I never saw myself being a rapper back then, actually. It was just like, I'm gonna be behind the scenes, doing my shit, and then whoever sings or raps on my shit, cool. And it was between that and being a ball player. And I was like, well,
So when did you start? What age were you when you started producing?
I don't think I could call it producing. Like, when I was like, I think I was probably still in high school, and I downloaded Fruity Loops, but I sucked. I did not know a damn thing on how to use that thing. I was just like trying to, figure it out. And
But how did you even know to go to that?
Somebody probably told me about it, or I saw it on the internet. I did a lot of internet shit. Like, I was on the internet.
That just sounds crazy.
No, I was on the internet, like, learning a lot of shit. And this started like when my mom was in college, so we had a computer, because she needed a computer for college.
Right.
What, I was on that motherfucker when she was not, all the time. So then I was figuring shit out like that. So I gave her a computer a couple of viruses from downloading shit. You feel me? I didn't know. Yeah, I was ordering shit, trying to like.
You was fucking some shit up.
I was doing some shit. I didn't have no credit card back then. How I ordered this?
Niggas was stealing.
What? I was doing some shit, but yeah, I was on the internet like hella
So you
early.
you just basically researched how to make beats and started doing it.
I just researched what program. I didn't research how to make beats.
So what made you really want to make beats?
That like I knew I wanted to do it, but I knew I wasn't good at it, and then I just like let it sit for a minute, start doing some other shit, and then when I started, I went to LA recording school. That's when I really started like trying to getting into it. I was already back from Clark, so it was like, you know what? Nah, you know what? That was after I got shot. I got shot, and I was sitting down, and my boy, Smoke, showed me how to make beats.
Wait, you didn't say nothing about getting shot. I asked you how was it for you growing up, nigga?
Yeah. Nah,
and you ain't say nothing about getting shot.
All right, so it's crazy, right? So you expect.
Where'd you get shot, in Atlanta or LA?
I got shot at first in Atlanta, and then when I got back here, I actually got shot.
Oh, you got shot at in Atlanta, and you got shot here.
Got shot here.
Okay, where were you? What did you have going on for somebody to want to shoot at you, or was it like
in Atlanta? Nigga was mad. Nigga was mad. We didn't want to let him play basketball with us. He was like, "Oh yeah, all right. Well, I'll be right back." And we was like, "Whatever." Like, and nigga came back blowing, and we just scattered. Like,
what about the second time?
The second time I was at a party.
Oh, so it was like you were an innocent bystander.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. All right. And were you okay when you got shot?
Yeah, I was okay.
Where'd you get shot?
In my foot and my leg. Cause like when it happened, like I was like so amped. I was like, man, I'm looking around. I walked outside and like, I just couldn't feel my foot. I just walked outside. Walked it off.
And you didn't know you were shot?
I knew I was shot.
Oh, okay.
Because I heard the gunshots and I felt like that little going through my foot, and I was like, ooh.
It hurt?
Nah, not like initially.
Oh, okay, it hurt later.
It for sure hurt later.
Okay.
It shattered my whole foot bones.
Okay. And how old were you then?
Fuck, I don't remember. I was like 2012. February.
2012 February. Okay, y'all do the math on that because I'm not doing it. But all right. So let's go back to the music story. You said who taught you how to make beats?
Smoke, my boy Smoke.
Okay, who is that? And what was his relation to you at the time?
So I knew him. I knew him through DJ Wizkid, and and his brother, and yeah, he go to Mo Better Burgers right there on El Segundo and Crenshaw. That's where he owns Mo Better Burgers.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my boy. But yeah, he showed me how to make beats while I was down. E3, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I was like 23.
So you would say it was around 23 when you learned how to make beats?
When I really like
really took it
make beats
took it serious and really started. Now.
So then like after that, like I kind of knew, had my computer and all that, and then I dropped out of LA recording school.
Okay.
As most niggas do. But yeah, like right after that I hit the road, and then I was like, man, I gotta get some money, start buying plugins, and that's when I really started taking it serious. Like when I really started investing in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What year was it that you met Hip Mob? We don't have to get into that in depth in that story.
2015.
Okay, and did you already know Ron and all them before?
No, I was still on the road. I was like hitting different cities and shit. You know, collecting check, and then my cousin T Swish hit me up. He was like, "Oh, I got you. I got somebody I want you to meet." And then he was talking about Ron.
Okay.
So he was like, "Bro, when you in the city, bro, do not leave before I see you, bro." And I was like, "All right."
Who,
all right.
Rara?
No, T Swish was saying that. So I was like, "All right," because I was bullshitting at first. Like he had told me, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm going out of town. I'm gonna be back like within a week though."
Mm-hmm.
Like so. He was like, "Bro, next time you here, bro, pull up on me." And I was like, "Bet."
What year was this when you met Ron Ron?
2015.
Okay, so the same year you started producing is the same year you met Ron Ron.
2014, I was like actually producing.
Okay.
Like 2013, 2014, I was like
And you
kind
said
of
Smoke?
fucking around. Yeah.
Smoke taught you how to produce.
Uh-huh.
What were you do? Okay, so from then to meeting Ron Ron, what happened?
So I was just in and out of town.
Okay, but you were making beats. Were you getting them off to artists yet or no?
Hell no, my beats was not it hitting right there.
Okay, so when you met
I
Ron
was just
Ron,
kind of experimenting.
what happened after that? Give us a brief little story of how the Hip Mob Collective was created.
So I put up on T Swiss, and then he introduced me to Ron, and we like, it was like automatic. We was homies, damn near. You feel me? So, Ron was recording Swish. He was recording hella people at the time too. Like, that was when Almighty and Frosty was the Gerber twins.
Okay.
He introduced me to or like a little bit down the line, because he already knew Ralph, Draco, and Ketchup.
Okay.
You know, he introduced me to them. Who else was coming around? Side Effect, I think so I think Side Effect was coming around. Like, just a bunch of people. Jug Hype was coming around. Like, everybody was there. That was when he was like in the Swans, and we was just like immediately like we just started
fucking with each other.
Yeah, we was making beats right then and there, and then so we exchanged info, and so he was just like, I was just like, shit, we could do this all the time. Like,
right.
Whenever I'm in town, we could do this. And then one time I pulled up, and I had I think I parked like a little bit too close. Like, I wasn't in their driveway, but I was like a little bit like off the curb in the across the street neighbors, and they was some haters low key. They called the told people who told my shit, and I didn't have no cash on me. All my cash was in the car, and we went outside. I was like, my shit is gone. Ron, he took me to the tow yard, gave me the little money. I gave him somebody back, like when I got my money, and then I was like, that's what homies do. You feel me?
Right.
Like, you feel me? So it was like,
what age was this? 2015, 2016, or just
that was
still?
2015.
Okay, and you guys were around 23? 23, 24?
Ron younger than me. He was probably like, I think he was like fresh out of high school.
Okay, so you would say you started producing when you were 23. You met Ron ish. You met Ron Ron when you were 23 ish. Y'all created Hip Mob around that time.
Yeah.
Okay, so from the transition from when I interviewed you last to now, what has changed? And I would say a lot has significantly changed. But what are some of the things that I think around that time when I interviewed you, you had not too long ago dropped Draco's Jail album. Thank you for using GTL. Yeah. That was a freshly released album. From then to now, what has changed? We know that Draco has then about 2 years and going on 3 years has passed away. We know that you were there.
Yeah.
The night that he passed away. We know that you and him were really good friends. Let's get a little bit of a background of you and his friendship. how would you describe you and Draco the Ruler's friendship, and what was your position in his life, and what was his position in your life?
We was like cool at first. Like this room actually our first session was in this room. Me and Draco. Axo recorded him. Greedo was in the other room. Corin, he was like 13 songs in, and Draco was actually sitting out in the lobby, and we had that couch out there. And I was like he was like kind of acting standoffish. Kaden was here, and he didn't want to be around the smoke with Kaden, so I was like, come in here, nobody's smoking in here. So he was just on the phone. I was like, I want to show you some beats, because I already sent him the beats, and he was like, all right. So I just like started playing beats, and he was like, oh, this hard. Like, you know how you talk. And so he was like, oh yeah, send this to me. I'm like, check your email.
Right.
It's already in there.
Right.
But he heard the Rap Beef beat, and he was like, I'll hop on that right now. So we loaded it up, and so Kaden was in that booth right there, and Greedo came in here, and that was the first song we recorded. And then, like I told Ron, I told him, like, we can do this all the time. Like,
right.
I got hella beats for you. Like, that was really like, at one point, that was like my inspiration for making beats, was to like work with Draco and get him rolling. Well, he was already rolling, but like, you know, get shit rolling with him.
Right. How old were you guys when this happened? And if you remember, what year was this? And you guys recorded this in this room. That was
right before he went to jail.
For the 3.5, almost 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would say it was like 2017. Okay. And you recorded in the studio we're in today.
Yep.
Okay. And that was like the introduction of you and him as friends.
Actually working together.
Right.
And then us actually being friends came when you called me.
Yep.
It was on 3-way.
Yep.
And then we was all chopping it up, and then after that we was talking like every day.
Yep. Yeah, I remember being on the phone with him. I met him I was introduced to his music 2015, 2016. But I actually met him in person in 2017. And I met him right before he went to jail. And we had probably about 2 or 3 encounters. One of them was one night we were in the studio and we went to a concert together. And the other one was same type of situation, but then we ended up going to the observatory for a concert. And I was backstage with them and on stage. And then he went to jail for the 3.5 years. And he remembered my number and he called me. And I just remember him telling me, like, you know, oh, you don't got to put no money on my books. It's just on the phone. And I was just like, I'm not putting no money on no niggas' books. I remember saying that. He's like, it's not the books. It's just the phone, bro. If you want me to call, bro, you got to put money on the phone. So then he was like, other people in jail can use it too. And I was just like, okay. And then, like, I looked up and it was about 1 year. And then it was 2 years. And then it was 3.5 years. And then he got out. But I remember at about 1.5 years, he had told me to call you. And I remember I had ran into you because my homegirl was DJing for somebody that you were making music with for at the time. And I had seen you once. So when he had told me to call you, I'm like, I've seen him before. Like, I know who that is.
Right.
And he was just like, yeah. And then it's like, you know, 1 day turned into 2 and 2 turned into 3. And next thing you know, we was going to court for him, caravanning to court, pulling up, going to different things, doing different things. You guys recorded a whole jail album together.
And before that, before we did the jail album, we recorded, he wasn't done with the song. He had a song with Rio that I produced, Black Holocaust.
Oh, yes. I love that one.
So he had his verse done already, but he never relayed the hook.
Right.
So that was the first jail recording that I did, was the hook on that song. I recorded his hook from jail, and then
Right.
put all the shit together, and he dropped that on the Free Draco tape. When we was on the phone, me and Draco, we was talking about unifying LA, and you know, trying to get niggas that may not have seen eye to eye on, I guess, in their politics, but like we was trying to really, we had the idea of unifying LA, our generation,
Right.
you know, because it's like it's kind of an air like in like old heads don't fuck with the young niggas, and,
right?
You know, just vice versa. You know how that goes,
right?
So we was just like, well, our generation, we could, you know,
Bring
unify and bring it together like how it used to be, like, you know, when his first tape dropped,
right?
You know how it was then, so so it was just like yeah. So I was trying to do all this shit and do it on the jail tape. So it's like, you feel me? I was trying to get certain people on it that, you know, it would you know, I wanted to make great music at the end of the day.
Right. His death affect you in a way to where it does cause you to be a little bit more standoffish with people. Explain and elaborate on that more, because I think people sometimes forget that you were there the night that he was murdered. Yeah, and I think people sometimes forget that regardless to even if you weren't there, you were friends with him. So just because things happened or they didn't happen doesn't mean that you're not affected by this in your everyday life. Let the people know a little bit, you know, how that affected you being actually a part of everything when it actually happened.
For one, I was already a standoff nigga just because of, like I said before, I was already doing shit in the street. So it was like, when, you know, before I started popping, it wasn't like people was just looking at me and shit. People look at me before, it'd be like, oh, is you trying to rob me, or, you know, you trying to get up on me or what?
Right.
Like, I kind of carried that over until when I, you know, start getting more known. And then now it's even more so like that. Like, I'm really more aware, more paranoid. Like, you know, I was depressed still. You feel me? And I was like having anxiety and all type of shit because of that happening. You know, it's like a lot of shit like stemmed from that situation.
Right.
But yeah, it made me like way more standoffish. I don't be wanting to work with a lot of people now. You know, and this, I don't know. I also feel like when he died, it like kind of deflated with the blimp that was LA music.
Right.
You feel me? You know, it's still people out here that is popping, but it was like, that was like,
he brought something different.
He brought something for sure.
He was something different. Where do you feel like LA music has gone since Draco's died?
Shit, the money's not here no more.
Do you feel like the people that are here can continue to keep it, you know, it on their backs the way they have? I mean, we still have some really good ones.
Yeah, we do, but it's like,
he was a big player.
Nah, because that happened, a lot of the money, like as far as like investors and like you know, people that bring the money, the actual money, where are the shows at? You feel me? Where's the, besides COVID, like COVID was over, we was starting to have shows again, and boom, now where is it at?
Right.
The money's gone because people are scared now because of that.
Right.
Fucked up the money.
Right.
So, on top of that, you know, a lot of people are not checking for LA rap.
Right. He set the totem pole in a different...
He really set a tone, and then, you know, he was really influential, for sure. So, it's like, you know, there's a lot of, like, clones and a lot of Draco babies, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
As far as in the game, it just, I don't know. I feel like it's not It's not there like how it was.
It used to be.
Yeah, it's not as exciting.
And you know what? I agree. I 100%
And
agree.
it's like at one point it was a lot of people that was just piggybacking off of somebody else's story,
Right.
and shit. And it's like, just be genuine. You feel me? I feel like a lot of people ain't been genuine. They've been just trying to. They see it as a money grab, and
Right.
it's really like doing it like that really takes the heart and soul out of the music. So
Right.
it's like it's not gonna last. Bubblegum shit is here today, gone tomorrow.
Right.
So it's like that on top of what I just said. You feel me?
Right.
So a lot of people don't they don't study music. They don't want to like
Learn it.
They don't want to listen. They don't even want to listen. They just want to just think they got the best idea and go at it and just throw shit at a wall and think it stick. Like it's
Right.
a lot of shit ain't sticking.
No, it's true. 100%. Definitely wanted to make sure that, you know, you had a chance on here to discuss everything that's been going on, because since then to now, a lot has changed. Mm-hmm. You know, I feel like you took a second to step back because things were a lot different, and you haven't made a lot of beats since Draco passed away and since the last time we spoke. And I wanted to get on the vlog where your headspace was, where your mind was, because you've been through a lot of different things. It's not just him passing away. You've been through different encounters with the police.
Oh, yeah.
You know, tell us a little bit about your encounter that you recently, what would you say, about a year ago? It's been now? September. What was your encounter that you recently had with the police where you were feeling like you were wrongfully done by them? Because a lot of black people, black men.
It happens a lot.
It happens a lot.
Yeah, so, I mean, before I even get into this, I'm going to just suggest everybody get a dash cam or something in their car. Film the police because they be on bunt. But, yeah, this happened with the sheriffs. And yeah, I was on some cool shit coming home from the movies. It's just me, you feel me? I was driving, and the police wanted to, come fuck with me. I wasn't intoxicated, nothing like that. It was just they just saw me, and I have a pretty fast car, so they were like, "Oh no, we gotta," you know what I mean? So they were following me for a minute, and then you know how they do. And then they finally put their lights on, because most of the time if they follow something, they kind of looking for them to like do some weird movements or something, like swerving or you know what I'm saying. But they was behind me reading my plate. They was at that distance, and then I switched lanes, put the blinker on, switch lanes, following the rules. And then, so, I didn't do anything that would have made them blurt me, but they still blurt me. So, I was just like, okay, boom. Drove them to I went to a gas station, and they were mad that I was driving to where I wanted to go, but that's not against the law. So, I went to where I was comfortable at, and that happened to be a well-lit gas station with a CCTV camera across the street. Because I know my fucking city.
Right.
You feel me? So, and on top of that, I have a dash cam in my car. So, I was like, I pulled over at the pump. And then, so they started harassing me, to open the door. They opened the door first. And then grabbed my bag off the seat. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. We playing ball, like, cool,
right?
Like, yeah, all right.
Right.
So they, they doing that shit. They rifling through my bag behind. I got a behind dash cam. I'm seeing everything going on. So they were going through my shit, and it's before I could even go get my insurance registration. They was just like, put your hands on the steering wheel. Well, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, prior to this, I had my emergencies on. You know, going 15 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, yeah. Long story short, they told me turn the car off, and then they popped the door open and choked me out to get me out the car.
Mm.
And the whole time I'm just calm. Well, like, what y'all put me over for? I just want to know, like, niggas could have lied. They could have said,
Mm-hmm.
like, your tail light's broken. You know,
Right.
they could have came up with anything, but they were
Right.
just bullshitting. So I was just like, whatever. And then they threw me in jail with no charges. So I was like, oh, okay. Hey. I was in there for like a couple days.
Oh, wow.
And then the last day I got charges and bailed out. Because you can't bail out if you don't have charges.
Right.
I was ready to bail out.
How can they
day.
hold you with no charges?
I don't know how they did that. But
they doing what they want.
We gonna figure it out.
Do you feel like growing up in LA, you always got like harassed by the police?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And I used to like, that's what made me stop smoking in my car.
Okay.
Like, because I'm for sure going to have a blower in my car.
Right.
And it's legal.
Right.
In my name.
Right.
Paperwork, all that. Like, yeah, so I don't have no weed with me because they don't, you know what I'm saying? I just, it's not good. So I don't do that no more. I just be riding around legal now.
Mm-hmm.
And so, before I would be getting pulled over for no reason, and you know they'll make me hop out, make the homies hop out. Oh, we need to search the car. We smell weed, or you know what I'm saying, like, oh, what are y'all doing over here? Like, you know, just dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just be like, bro, we chilling, like, nigga, let us vibe.
Right. Me? Right.
Yeah, I got taken
to jail.
Yeah, I got taken to jail for mostly weapons, guns and knives and shit.
So, with your current case with the police, what is the current case of that? If you could talk about that.
No, it ain't even no case. They dropped it.
Okay.
Because it wasn't no case to begin with. But yeah, the charge they gave me was driving with a concealed weapon. And I have a gun safe in my car.
Right.
No bullets in the gun. You know how it's supposed to be legally transported.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they really didn't have nothing, so they just tried to throw that, and then, you know.
Do you feel like they target in LA minorities more than anybody? Do you feel like young minorities?
Young
black men?
Yeah, young black, brown. Especially if you have a nice car.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got pulled over by sheriffs one time just for having a BMW.
What about the chains and the diamonds and the jewelry and stuff like that? They be on
all that. Yeah. The police actually asked me, how do you afford this car? Like, bro, what did you pull me over? Why are you asking me dumbass shit?
Right.
How do I afford the car? With money. Yeah.
So, as far as your producing goes, because we're definitely going to wrap the interview up. I think we got really in depth on the things that we didn't talk about last time and the things that's been going on recently. As far as the music goes, where do you feel like the inspiration for the beats, for the music, for the artists that you work with, for the sound that you create, traffic music, you would say that you and Ron and all of y'all created traffic music?
Yeah.
Explain to the people really quick what traffic music is.
So traffic music is technically like LA's version of like drill music, I guess, street music, you feel me? It's just, we called it traffic music because the car culture's so big out here. So,
right.
You know, it's music you can listen to when you off work on the 405, 110, you know what I'm saying, 105, all that. You in traffic. You gonna be in traffic when you in LA at a lot of the times of the day. So most of the time, you know, you listening to music in your car, that's where the inspiration for that name came. But
who created it? The name?
Ron really came up with the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you guys now, Hit Mob is who? You, Ron, and who else?
Me, Ron, a producer, Ace the Face, Quad Woofer, Menace on the Beat. That's the main heads.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And so you guys would say who falls under the traffic music genre? What artists from LA?
I think
Main ones, because we're not gonna do all the niggas. We know it's a lot of you niggas.
I think most of the new generation falls under traffic music.
But when the original generation dubbed it, who was the sound around then? Would we say Greedo?
Greedo, he have his own brand called Creek Music. It was we had the Drummer Stinky Beaches, which was or Drummer Stink Mafia, which is Shoreline Mafia.
Drummer Gang and Stink
Drummer
Team.
Gang, Stink Team.
Mm-hmm.
So it was them mainly. Frosty was part of that. Like pretty much everybody we worked with back then.
Right.
That was traffic music.
Now Draco. Draco wouldn't fall under traffic music. Draco he created his own genre.
He had nervous music.
And he created that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So would you say that he was responsible for the LA sound the way he said, I created the sound? Would you say that? Would you agree with him on that?
Yeah, he definitely impacted the sound. There's obviously different pockets of,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like if the shoe fits type of, you know how he was addressing it. It's like if the shoe fits,
wear it.
Yeah, that's
not
what
everybody sounds like me, but the ones that sound like me do.
Yeah.
Would you say that he has a lot of offsprings?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right.
Like Jeff said, there's a lot of good music that is people that's trying to sound like Draco.
And I quote unquote Jeff, Passion of the Wise, shout out to my nigga Jeff.
Yeah.
But yes, he did say that there's a lot of good duplicates of niggas sounding just like Draco.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you would say you guys dubbed the traffic music sound. Where do you feel like the inspiration for the beats and the artists you work with come from? Do you feel like it comes from growing up in LA?
I think it's a California thing.
So you don't think it's just LA?
Because me and Ron, we inspired by a whole different, like, we inspired by, LA music, but we got all kind of other grabs, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously the Bay Area, for sure.
Right.
The South, for sure. I was living in Atlanta. Like,
right.
You think I didn't listen to their music? I was listening to 3 6 Mafia and all that shit when I was little. You feel me? I came up on, you feel me, Juicy J, Project Pat, you feel me, Gucci Mane, all that. Like, I was listening to all that, Boosie, Baby. So, you feel me? It's a collective of all of our inspiration. On top of, like, that, on top of there's funk in there, you know what I'm saying? Because mom's had me listen to the records, you know what I'm saying? It's all type of shit, just, it's a melting pot. So we just, that's our translation of what we came up on.
Right. Okay, so with you being one of the founding members of one of the more predominant sounds of LA music and LA culture, where do you think it's going to go from now, and where do you want to see LA music go in the future, in the next 5 or 10 years?
Shit. That's hard to say, because I only say it's hard to say because it's like after the beat kit got out. There was somebody responsible for the beat kit getting out.
Y'all beat kit.
After the beat kit got out, I think the sound, it kind of got watered down. So I don't know. I kind of veered away from the sound a little bit. I'm kind of like studying and formulating some new shit right now. Quad Ace making some new shit. Quad making some new shit. Quad making some crazy shit right now.
Because we need Joog to get back into Joog, because you're responsible for one of the most cracking summer anthems that still cracks. You know, Vintage and Adventurous. I used to call it Vintage and Adventurous. No, I used to call it Vintage and Vintage, I think.
Yeah.
Like, but it's, what is it really called? Vintage and Adventurous, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to Conrad, but you
that
were
was
responsible.
A 1-on-1. I didn't want to. The thing about that song, I didn't want to keep making that sound, cause then it's gonna get watered down. That's
Right.
1-on-1.
But
now,
we need you to get back in the stew because we know what you're capable of doing.
Yeah.
When you put, you know, the jug on the jug season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The season on the jug. Like, we know what you're capable of doing. What do you have coming out for the people? And where do you want to take your sound for this next upcoming year? Like, where do you see yourself going with the shit? And where do you want to take your sound when you do decide to start executing more shit like you were before?
Well, I just ordered a new computer.
Okay.
So as soon as that comes, I'm gonna start fucking around again. I got it. My MPC is getting repaired right now. I got a song coming out in a couple days actually. On Big Sad's tape.
Okay.
Called She From Stockton featuring Greedo.
Okay. Shout out to Big Sad and Greedo.
Shout out Soldado. Me and Soldado make the beat. That I think that might take the summer. Other than that, yeah, I just gotta start going up again for real. And then I'm low key looking for somebody to like lock in with, like how it was with Draco.
Right.
Cause I mean, obviously nobody's gonna replace him, but you know what I'm saying, like the best. My view is the best like sound comes from somebody, artist producer situation. So you know when the artist locks in with the producer, and they make that sound, it's like really, you know,
right,
good things come out of it. Like just how me and Conrad got together and
right,
we locked in, made that. We gotta get some more shit in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm working with Greedo too, low key, and then yeah, I really just stopped making beats though, cause you know it was a lot on my mental, like as far as dealing with grieving and all that shit. Like it really hit me hard. Like I didn't take to the same route as other people, you know. Like, how like
it be a lot for some people, and then the internet doesn't make it any better. Imagine like losing somebody that you're really friends with, and now you have to go on the internet and see a whole bunch of bullshit, either negative or positive towards them or towards you.
Yeah.
It's not just you mourning on your own like it was back in the day. It's like we're mourning, but then we're mourning in front of the whole world. Because everybody is looking at certain people that they know are going to act away, or they expect to act away, or say this or do that.
Right.
And that's just, you know, it's not easy. Yeah. You know, it wasn't easy for me either, but I channeled it more into the interviews because it just was easier for me to do it that way than to not. Right. Because if I didn't, I probably would have left the industry altogether.
Yeah, and a couple of my good people stopped fucking around for real.
Mm-hmm.
That was in the camp, you know, like, but yeah, me and my people, we was talking about it, and I keep saying like I'm gonna do it, and then I did come out with that one song with Get On Sad, so it's like I still got it, but it's like I don't know.
I mean, honestly, I understand Draco was one of the last artists that you were working with, so maybe it's just hard for you to find that inspiration and that drive.
Yeah,
he brought a different type of. He brought something out of everybody that they didn't even know they had in themselves.
For sure.
Even for like me, you know, he made me want to like do certain things that I already knew I was capable of doing, but it's like, okay, you know, friends co-signing this, so let me go and do or say this, or you know, it's just he brought the best out of everybody around him.
He hit me randomly. Hey, send me some beats, or you got some beats that sound like, ooh, or
right.
Or I just randomly hit him like, hey, I was working on boom, boom, boom. Like, right. I know you fuck with this, but like, listen to this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how I came up with like certain, because I even saw somebody somebody had hit me and was like, "Yo, beats like they don't sound like anything, and they don't all sound the same. They kind of sound low key experimental."
Right.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I just be fucking around for real. Just like how I come up with things, I just go in like I guess how a rapper freestyles is just how I make beats. So it's like I can come up with some crazy shit, but yeah, I just figure something out, shoot it to him, and he like, oh yeah, I'm fucking with it. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like that. Like I don't know if I have that with every, I don't have that with everybody.
Right. And you're not supposed to. We're supposed to just be with him. But one thing I know that he would want you to do is continue to keep doing you.
Oh yeah.
You know, and he'd want you to
do that anyway because that's just how I am.
But he would want you to make beats, even if you couldn't find. What he would tell you is, "Come on now, nigga. You know there ain't another me, but bro, you can get out there and do something."
Yeah.
That's the way that he would view it. Like, we're not gonna get him back, but he will want us to continue to keep doing everything that we were doing with him,
for sure,
with other people. And then that, I think for me, that was the reality of it. For me was, I know he would be up, like, telling me, like, what? You're not doing interviews? The fuck? Like, what you mean you're not doing interviews no more, bro? No, bro. Like, nah. You know, in that same voice.
Yeah.
So, you'll find what it is that you need, and we'll have another banger. And the Big Sad one, I know is going to be a banger. Did I have... You played that one for me. It is a banger, actually. He played it for me on my birthday. It is a banger. But outside of that, because we're definitely going to wrap the interview up, what message do you have for your supporters out there? And what is something that you just want to end the interview off, to kind of just say JoogSzn-3's piece? And for those that are out there trying to figure out what they got going on, what advice could you give them?
I think my main theme has been don't sit in a box. Don't I don't try to fit in. I just do what the fuck I want to do. So don't think that because somebody else thinks something cool, that's what's cool. What's cool is what you make it. You feel me?
Right.
I like anime. I like guns. I don't fit in no type of box, bro. And I like making music and shit. The shit, if people really seeing the shit that I do and I'm into, and they'd be like, bro, you was just doing this yesterday. How are you doing this now?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I don't fit in a box. I just I try some shit. If I like it, I fuck with it. If I don't,
right,
it's for somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Somebody else gonna get somebody else to do it. That's just how
it's
it
to
is.
Get somebody else to do it.
That's just how it's gonna be. But I think my advice for the other people is it's really draw on your what you came up on. I really like how Tyler the Creator said it. He grew up on certain shit. He's not gonna say Nas, Jay-Z. I think the top the what's the word I'm looking for? Everybody's top 5 rappers, the Jay-Z,
Mm-hmm.
That's not everybody's top 5 for real.
Right. What's
them
of
not
the
my
norm?
top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Them not my top 5.
Right. Not mine either.
Yeah, Eminem can rap his ass off, but that's not my top 5 rapper.
Right. Because those
tight.
are not the hottest of our generation.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
We're friends with real life joints.
Yeah.
In real life.
So that's, really draw upon what you like, not what somebody else like.
Right.
And then, you know, when it comes to creating, you take those influences and then you make it translate in your own words.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was always taught, like, my mom was a teacher. Plagiarism ain't it. Like, that's never, you feel me? Don't plagiarize.
Yep.
So, plagiarism is weak. Like, it's not, it doesn't get you far. Because then it's like, well, who are you as an individual? You know what I'm saying? Are you this work? Or are you something totally different? Because that came from whoever you got it from. Are you totally somebody totally different? I think that's like my main theme. Like,
be yourself.
Be you. Like, really be you. Don't be like the you that you think everybody's gonna like.
Right. Right. Yep. I 100% agree on that. So shout your socials out. Tell everybody where they can find you, DSPs, all of that. Thank you so much for doing the interview.
Oh, yeah. Everything.
Part 2, second interview.
Oh, yeah.
Stay tuned for the Knocked LA write-up that will be coming out shortly after the interview. Shout out to Spill Lotto for, keeping me in that good drip and sponsoring the interviews.
And shout out Dead Homies, you feel me? Always keeping me drip, you know what I'm saying? Socials is at JoogSzn, at JoogSzn. That's on everything. I make sure everything match, so it's easy to find me.
Okay, and tell them the name of the big sad song you got coming out featuring Greedo.
She's from Stockton.
She's from Stockton.
Yeah,
okay.
That shit hard. I've been like after we recorded it, I was listening to the open because like it wasn't even done, but I was.
You got to play it again for me in the car because when you played it that night, I was drunk. It's my birthday, y'all. Grown.
Yeah, but I was listening to that for a repeat for weeks. Like I was like, oh no,
that's the one.
Yeah,
that's the one.
Yeah,
and we gonna have Joog on the second part 2 album of Free World Order because Joog raps too.
I do.
Joog raps. Let them know the song you have on that you have out that you dropped.
That I rap.
Yeah, that you're rapping. You dropped Run It Up, right?
Oh yeah, Run It Up.
Or did you take it down?
No. It's still up.
Okay.
Yeah, Run It Up. I rapped on the Thank You for Using GTL. I had a song with Larry June.
Okay. God damn, you got a little couple songs. Check you out.
Yeah, I got a few songs out.
Okay, do you think you're going to do that more than producing?
Nope. Okay. I do this shit for fun.
Okay.
I really rap for fun. Like, cause I don't know. I don't really see myself like getting in front of a crowd.
Right, like rapping your rap.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't gotten over that. Like,
yeah,
that I want to be in the background, shine this shit. Like,
right.
I'm a little still like reserved.
Right.
So yeah, I just rap in the background.
Just as fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Provide a good second verse for somebody.
Well, I mean, I think that I want to do that. Like, start just playing around with it a little. I wanted Draco to write my raps, but it never happened before. But
I mean, to be honest, I think everybody should like play. I mean, I don't think it's limited. Like, especially with the technology we got now, like everybody could do it. Like, you've seen Lil Tyler blew up off of just recording on BandLab on his phone. Like,
right, and 310 Baby did as well.
Right. So I mean, shit, just play around with it. Like, it's just another form of media, like just how people make TikToks. Like,
it's true. Absolutely. So is there any shout outs that you want to give? Anything else you want to say to the people before we sign off?
Yeah, shout out Raw Sugar Shack Studios. Shout out Hip Mob Studios. Shout out Hip Mob off top. Yeah, man. Shout out everybody that fuck with me for real, cause like y'all really appreciate it. I really love the love. You know what I'm saying? I love the hate too, cause the shit makes me laugh. And yeah, but I enjoy the love more.
Yeah, most definitely. And thank you to everybody that's been streaming my tape, following my IG, subscribing to the channel, listening to the artists, watching the interviews, The write-ups are back. We're back in full effect. So make sure you guys click the link in my bio to read all the write-ups I wrote prior to this one, and stay tuned for this write-up on Knocked LA's website / newspaper page. And thank you guys for supporting all these years and staying in tune. Stay tuned for 310 Baby's interview coming soon on his YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, thank you guys for tapping in.